heading up into the White Mountains in northern New Hampshire to meet up with a buddy of mine who is an ice climbing, rock climbing, mountaineer guide. We're going to be going out and doing some location scouting for an upcoming shoot, doing a profile on him and some of his climbing. And we're going to find some really cool spots, hopefully do a little bit of ice climbing as well, kind of prep some gear and figure out some logistics on how we can make this shoot happen. I'm on my way up there right now. It's about a 2.5 hour drive from my house, so we got to get going on the road so we can get there before it gets too late. Door's locked.
Gotten there by now.
I gotta go like through this bag because I just like threw a bunch of shit in here.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work fine.
Yeah. Should they fit like?
Kind of a little tighter than a hiking boot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Is your toe like smashed up all the way to the front?
Similar to like a rock climbing shoe.
Yeah, it should be a little looser there because you don't want your toe smashing.
Right.
But as long as the ankle and the heel are locked in, that's the most important part.
Cool.
Right.
Sweet. There you go. And I'll just grab my hiking boots. Sweet.
Head up to Frankenstein Cliffs up in Crawford Notch State Park in White Mountains, New Hampshire. It's a bit of an ice climbing mecca. Check out a bunch of different zones, see what's good, what it looks like it'll be fun, what's climbing well, and what'll be fun to take a look at down the road.
So we made it to our first stop. We got about a 3/4 to a mile hike in to the base of one of the first climbs that we're gonna look at. It's pretty much where we're at. So we're just trekking along right now. We got our hiking boots on, our what kind of mountaineering boots? Our mountaineering boots, not hiking boots.
All the way in the back, that shady spot. The main ice floe to the left is called Pegasus, and then there's a short little pillar. You see that? Kind of going up in the corner. That's called Pegasus, and it's got a rock climbing finish you do with ice tools. And then way back in the corner, there's a little strip of ice. You see that? Way in cut in the back. That's Hobbitskular, and that's a fun, feisty route.
And so where does that start, or is that pretty short? Like it's kind of just what you're seeing there.
That whole snowy bench below, that's all ice. So there's a full like 45-meter pitch of ice to get up to any of those routes.
All right.
Yeah. See this kind of styrofoamy looking stuff? That's when the sun's gotten into it and it gets aerated. So it means you can swing into it easier, but it's more likely to shear off. It doesn't take protection, those screws as well. But you come around the corner here in the shade, see the nice, clear, dense ice? Like that is well bonded, meaning it's stuck to the back of the rock.
Yeah.
That's much more confidence inspiring when it comes to protecting. Can be a little bit harder to swing into, but then if you put an ice screw in, it's less likely to hold.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is probably be laminated, meaning, see this stuff here, how it's perfectly bonded to the rock? The stuff in the white is probably detached, so it's called delaminated, and is much less stable.
Right, so it could chunk off at any time. You could lose whatever hold you have.
Exactly. So there's a right and a left. They have a slight curvature that indicates.
That's left.
So get the toe all the way forward, and then once you get the toe in, take a knee, and then goes through. Yep.
Underside, top side?
Underside, and make sure that there's no twists in that cord. Sweet. That's why I always go really, really thin hat, because once it's on, it's on. It's kind of hard to adjust the helmet. And then to adjust the temperature, I'll throw hoods on and off. It's kind of like the course adjustment.
It's also broken.
Yep. Oh, I know. This is my spare, lives in my car helmet.
Just an extra?
In case I forgot one.
I'm happy to have it.
Yep. really crank down that Velcro strap as well.
It's like sideways.
Pretty much this angle for like 16 hours a day.
Jesus.
You can just like hang your hand open in it.
Mm-hmm.
The old school one, the leash would attach here. But this is kind of like a modern cross between like a straight shafted mountaineering ice axe, and then for climbing they call them ice tools. So it's got a little bit of a curve. It's got a pick that's rated for climbing vertical ice, and even rock, twisting it and torquing it in there.
Huh.
So these are good for kind of mountaineering
Like general
and modern climbing, yeah.
Can we go out up on that corner out there so we can kind of shoot back?
I could get you on top of it probably.
Yeah, not necessarily down, but just
Yeah.
out on that edge.
In theory, I don't know.
Because we could tie and just kind of like walk out.
We could probably make it happen. I haven't looked at it with that lens,
Right.
you know, in that context, so I'd have to take a look at it.
But yeah, like that, you can kind of see where that big chunk of ice is coming out. Because that would be able to get us to shoot back at the wall, which would be cool.
Yeah, I think we could probably make that happen. Sweet.
That's definitely like a good option.
Yeah,
it seems safe and like.
And this will be here unless something strange happens till late March.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's pretty much as straight up and down as you can get.
Yeah, that's called a grade 5. So that's when you have sustained vertical no rest.
Yeah.
And this is like the standard for that.
All right, so we just checked out the first 2 lines that we're possibly going to climb and shoot. We're on the second one here. What's the name of this one, Jordan?
Drop line.
Drop line. So this is drop line, and then we just came from Dracula, which is that first one, which is more of a wall. This is kind of just a single pillar going up, but they both look like great climbs. This one might have a little more of a vista going out and seeing Mount Washington in the background, so we might play around with the top of this one, but on to the next. What's the next one we're going to?
We're going to go check out that amphitheater that we walked by on the train tracks earlier. Check out Hobbit's Couloir tucked back in the shadows, Pegasus, some of my faves. It's New England ice climb for you. Always a little bit of bushwhack.
Oh yeah. All right, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
So we're about to head up to the top of Hobbit's Couloir, which is the one right behind me. You probably just saw some footage of it. But we're gonna try and see if we can get some good shots from the top down. There's an interesting spot on this climb where you actually swap over and go from ice climbing to rock climbing, but you do it all with your ice climbing gear. So it could be an interesting dynamic to shoot when we do the video.
This is where we don't want to hang out too long though. See all this stuff in front of us?
Yeah, I mean, this is nice too, just going like straight down. Like even going down to the point of this rock, like just tie off to this tree.
Yeah, no, I mean, right down where he's looking is this like sheer rock face. It's not very long.
And that's Pegasus, right?
Yeah, so like you can see his right foot's like on the edge of the little.
Yeah.
So you could literally just like lay down there and get right on top of someone. So it'd be really easy to rig.
Mm-hmm. So we're just wrapping up our first sort of location scout. We got 3 really good solid spots that I think we're gonna be able to shoot. We'll have to figure down like the logistics of which one's gonna make the most sense to actually climb on day of and get somebody rigged up. So that's something we'll have to figure out later. Right now we're heading back to the car. We're gonna head to Cathedral Ledge next, and we're actually gonna get some ice climbing in, check out the routes there, see if there's a little bit of stuff that we can climb on and play around for a little bit. So a fun little fact, the first time I ever went actual rock climbing was on this cliff face right behind me. We went up close to the top. We never summited or peaked out on it. But yeah, that was the first time I ever went rock climbing.
A lot of people have been here, so just by the amount of crampon marks in the ground.
Yeah, that's kind of chopped up all the ice. Cool. Good to go.
Ready to roll. Been up with this on the bluff. I swear. Right now I'm just taking, took the rope out of the coil. Now I'm stacking it so that it comes out, pays out easily when I start climbing so it doesn't get tangled. So when I finish up, the end I tie into will be over here in my left hand. And then everything is on top. So as I go up, it comes off, no problem. I'm gonna tie in through the 2 hard points and do the figure 8 follow through. That's just right, Dale. Perfecto. So I want to have most of the weight, just like in rock climbing, on my feet. About hips width apart, trying to keep them even whenever possible. Tools are offset, so I'm looking to swing into the concavities. So any depressions in the ice, if I swing into a bulge like this, it's much more likely to fracture off. So I'm just looking around, trying to be precise, and then when I swing, it's elbow, and you finish with a flick of the wrist. And it's not a gentle sport, so don't feel afraid to give it.
Yeah, you want to get in and lock in.
Yep. Especially there, somebody already swung in there. I can feel there's kind of a hole in the place called that hooking. So I get that set, give it a good tug, and then when I got a good tool, high tool set, I'm gonna stick my butt out, straight arm and that upper tool, looking down at my feet, move my feet up, small steps until I get another good horizontal platform. So you kind of vibrate it in there.
Yeah.
And then I can actually bump my hand up to the secondary grip a little bit.
To get a higher hold.
Yep. So now I can straighten out my arm, put my butt out. Notice how I'm not stepping up each time I go. I'm still hanging. Then I get good even feet and I step up all in one smooth motion. High tool, butt out, feet up, the feet set, stand up, one smooth motion. So hips in, to swing, hips out, to kick, hips back in to swing. When I come to a bulge here, if I swing too high, I'm going to be plastered over the edge and I won't be able to kick my feet. So
Yeah.
instead of swinging too high, get a good tool placement, and then I can really stick my butt out far, kick it in perpendicular, and see how my feet are perpendicular
flat,
to the ice? If I lift up my toe, it's going to come out like that. So you drop the toe, push the ball of your foot, and then stand up in one smooth motion. Now I'm going to walk my tools up the shafts of the tools over a bulge like this. Butt out, feet up, tool up. I can bring my feet in and then I get them out before standing up on them. And you want to keep your tools in line, not out chicken wing. So nice and in line in front of you. There you go.
Good. Yep. Woo! Oh yeah, definitely feeling a little more confident. Successfully did my first ice climb. Went up this wall right here all the way up to the top. Rappelled down once and then walked down the second time so we could grab the gear, but super fun. Thank you, Jordan. It's a blast. We'll have to do it again.
Oh yeah.